Hey, welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. Thank you for joining me. Now, this is not normally a story that I would cover. I would normally, I normally don't cover too many sports stories here because I know most people don't care about sports that come to my channel. But I thought after what happened last night on Monday Night Football, the whole world, especially this country, is gripped by what happened. Damar Hamlin made a tackle, an everyday tackle. You see it thousands of times watching football. But when he got up, he collapsed, suffering from a cardiac event. They have since said that it was cardiac arrest and that his heartbeat was brought back by chest compressions on the field. But while he was receiving that care, while receiving life saving care, within minutes of what happened, there were tweets going out about, the vaccines did it. Really? Really? Your first thought was to make little points about your anti vax beliefs while a man lay possibly dead in the middle of a football field. How sick could people possibly be? Without caring whether or not he's okay, whether or not he's going to survive what just happened. Whether or not, knowing whether or not his mother, who was in the stands, was okay. I couldn't imagine what that mother was feeling. You're sitting there, enjoying a football game, and you just see your child collapse like that. Meanwhile, all these people could do was wonder, oh my God, it was the vaccine. Downplaying exactly what just took place in that field to this young gentleman. 24 years old. Some of you should be ashamed. And then there's those people out there saying that football should just be banned because something like this happened. It's the NFL's fault. It's only happened to the NFL, but it's not true. Random cardiac events have happened to sports figures at least since I've been around, since the 80s. And no one's blaming the other organizations for it happening. The NFL, for its part, postponed the game. They are not going to be replaying that game this week. They have made no changes to next week's schedule. But last night, the NFL made the right decision. The NFL realized what was going on. They saw what happened. They saw the effect it had on those players, and they postponed the game. People are like, well, why did it take so long for them to postpone the game? Well, they suspended it immediately and didn't bring players back to play immediately. But to know whether or not to play, you have to get a consensus from the players, the teams, and see how they feel. Now, it's almost impossible to imagine that players would be able to continue after what they had just witnessed. But you have to at least ask them where they are. And the head coaches did the best they could for their players. Made it clear that their players were not going to be able to play. And I don't blame them. And I believe the NFL made the right decision by following the players and the coaches. But meanwhile, Mr. Hamlin remains in the hospital in critical condition. Last reports I heard from a friend that they showed that was on the news media was that he's been intubated on a breathing machine, but also has been sedated to the point that he's basically asleep. So, how about instead of just jumping to conclusions about what happened to him, for one, and two, you know, jumping to conclusions on what caused it, how about we wait and find out if the man survives? Anyways, I'll see you down the road.